The King of all kings, the Lord of all lords, conquering Lion of the seed of Judah, elect of God, elect of himself, was crowned in the land that has the oldest language in the world. He was also crowned in the land that has the oldest version of the Bible in the world. For it is written that all scriptures were written in an Ethiopian language called Ge'ez, and all Bibles are translated out of the Ethiopian original tongues, just like the Apocrypha, in which the King James Version omitted. In other words, there are 14 books in the Apocrypha. So if you add 14 to the 66 that's in the King James Version, that's 80. Plus the book of Enoch equals to 81. So as you can clearly see, the Ge'ez language, which is the Ethiopian language, is considered the oldest of all languages, also known as the father language. And the Ethiopian Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible on earth, written in Ge'ez, which is the ancient Ethiopian language. For the King of Kings is an Ethiopian, the King of Zion.
There was a viceroy to the throne, and had his son privately tutored in French at the age of 6. At 18, shortly after his father died, he became governor of the province. In 1928, he led the troops that killed Empress Zarditu's husband, who was not of royal blood, and became regent. He became emperor on November 2nd, 1930, and was crowned Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, King of Zion, conquering Lion of the seed of Judah.
So as a King of Zion, and as an Ethiopian that has the oldest language in the world, it's laughable that anyone other than an Ethiopian could claim to know more about the world, considering it has the oldest language, and more about the scriptures than an Ethiopian itself. So let's read an excerpt from Star Witness. And the Lord spoke by his servants the prophets, saying, because Manasseh, the king of Judah, have done these abominations, and have done wickedly above all the Amorites, which are hillmen of Syria, Palestine, and Judea, which equals the area of land in between Egypt and India. Therefore thus said the Lord, because he has made Judah to sin with his idols, I am bringing such evil upon Jerusalem and Judah, that whosoever heareth both his ears shall tingle. And I, God, the author of all scriptures, will stretch over Jerusalem the line of Samaria, which is Mount Ephraim and is at the west of Palestine, and the plummet of the house of Ahad. And I will wipe Jerusalem as a man wipeth dish, wiping it and turning it upside down. And I will forsake the remnant of my inheritance, and deliver them into the hand of their enemies, because they have done which was evil in my sight, and have provoked me to anger since the day their fathers came forth out of Egypt, even unto this day. So you see, in Egypt, it has the oldest synagogue, which is located in Cairo since the late 1800s, and whom, by the way, did not warn the Europeans to not go to Jerusalem before they made a mass exodus there in 1948, especially if the ancient Egyptian loyalists was well versed in disseminating the Bible, considering there are some blasphemous reports of Ethiopia having to learn Christianity from the Coptic Church of Alexandria, Egypt, as if Egypt of all places have the birthright to Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity. Incidentally, it is clearly obvious that we are not living during the time of New Jerusalem. Therefore, the total destruction of what we've known as Jerusalem must happen before the actual being called the New Jerusalem. In other words, if you've had so much knowledge of the Bible and the scriptures, why would you go to Jerusalem when God already said he's going to bring such evil there? So you see?
Go ask your historian, go ask your intelligentsia, go ask your academic who in Jerusalem. Yeah, but all along, it's like all along, none can prove the authenticity. All that concern themselves with Jerusalem shall be cut in pieces.